Hi guys, welcome again. You're watching Edupedia World videos, and in this session of MySQL we'll be learning something about comparison operators. So let's start. So there we are in our command line client. We will quickly select our database. Okay. Let us also see what are the tables in this particular database. So we have a couple of tables. Let us select for this instance the student mark. Now let us select, say, first name, last name, and say we want maths, we want science from student marks, but we are giving a condition where, say, science is greater than, say, 21. Okay, so you get the first name, last name, maths and science, and where science is greater than 21. But in our table there is only one entry which has science as 22, which is greater than 21. Okay, so if you will little modify this thing, I want to say that where English is greater than, say, 22, and then enter, you again get this thing. So you can see that Bob Willie is the only student that has got more than 22 marks in English. Okay, so if you will just little modify it and say which is less than 22, I believe that you already know the answer. It returns empty set to us. Okay, so this is one of the comparison operator, or rather two of the comparison operator that you can check out and play with in MySQL. Let us have something more. So we are gonna select from movies table. We have more information to play with here, so I've selected this movies table. Now we say if I want to select star from movies where release year is, say, greater than 2001. Okay, so you get all these 7 entries which has their release year greater than 2001. Now if I just modify this thing a little bit, I say release year should be greater than 2001, or it can be equal to 2001. Then you see that we have memento as one of the added entry in this query. So here are 8 rows. So this is simple usage of these comparison operators which come handy when you are looking for a particular set of information. Now one more way to use this thing. We are saying that you see is less than 2001 and release year is greater than 1997. Okay, so what basically you are saying that you want to select all the information from movies table where the release year is greater than 2001, but it is or is less than 2001 and it is greater than 1997. Okay, so you are getting 2 entries here. Now if I just put an equal to sign here, so You already know what it will do. It will include those movies also which were made in this 2001 and 1997. So you see, now we are getting. So using equal to indicates that you want to include. Not using equal to, you want, it indicates that you want to exclude this particular value that you are giving. Okay, it is very simple. So basically, when you are using two operators like less than and or greater than, you are actually defining a range that you are looking for. This is very important when you are designing some database for some lookup purposes where there are, plenty of entries. Say when you are selling something and there is a price list, and you are selecting a price list, and you are giving a range from this price to that price, and that's how it works at the back end. Though the front end user does not know, but at the back end it is certainly like this. Another way of using this query or getting this result is using an operator known as between. So you are saying basically you want to select all from movies where release year between 2001 and 1997. Now, why this query is returning us this kind of result? You see, because I have given the greater value before the lesser value. Okay, so if I just change this thing by say 2001, and let me just delete this thing, and if I put here and then press enter, you see I am getting the result. So this is one of the small learning that we have got here, that when you are using this operator as between, you need to understand that you have to give the range between the lower value and upper value. So if in case there was a negative sign, so this query would have been standing right, because you are moving from a lower value, that is negative 2001, towards a greater value, that is negative 1997. But in this case it was opposite, and when we changed these places, then we are getting the result, and you can see that these two results are identical. I hope that you are following me at this point. Now let me just go back to our table once again. Now there is another operator that we can use to exclude a particular value from a column that we are seeing and print out the results excluding that particular value and printing out the results that are remaining. So say if I do not want to see any movie that was released in say 2014, then I can just simply say that I want to select all the things from movies table where release year is less than and greater than at the same time to 2014. Okay, so you can see that in original table we are having, or in the whole table we are having 13 rows, but when we are ignoring this thing, or when we are saying that we do not want 2014 a released year of the movies, so we are getting 11 rows. And if you will check in the original table, you have 1 and 2 movies that were released in 2014. Okay, so basically by using this combination of comparison operator, you are saying that I do not want to see any of the movies that was released in 2014. So you are saying that release year should not be equal to 2014. Okay. So this combination of operator as equal and not equal also works with strings. Now this set of combination or a combination of these operators can be used for the data type where we are talking about the strings. So let me just delete this thing. So we are selecting all from movies where title should be less than, greater than, that is it should not be equal to, in quotes I say Titanic. You see that it has skipped the third movie ID or the movie ID with 3, Titanic. Now here is a catch in this thing. Say if I replace this one by THE, now many of us will assume that it will skip all these 3 entries that are starting with the word as THE. Okay. The reason behind this thing is when you are using something like this, when you are giving in the quotes the string, this string value or this thing has to be a perfect match with the entry in the table. Okay, because Titanic was a perfect match, so that's why this query up here was successful. But this query where you are saying that title should not be equal to THE, this does not give us anything but an empty set. Okay, so let me just demonstrate one more example just to understand. You see, when I'm giving gone, just gone here, you see that the 10th movie ID Gone Girl is still coming. But when I give the whole thing and then press enter, you will see that the Gone Girl is not coming in this time. Okay, so this string value or the string that you are giving here should be an exact match. Now we have seen the combination of these operators, but what if you want to include or exclude multiple values at the same time? What you can do is simply use this operator. So you are selecting from movies where release year n. Now this is the operator that I'm talking about, which will give you multiple values. Okay, so I'm gonna select say 2009 and 2006 and 2011. So 2009 will give me Avatar, 2011 will give me Warhouse, and 2006 will give me The Departed. Okay, so 2009 comma 2006 and then 2011. Okay, there you go. So basically what you are saying that you are selecting from movies where release year is 2009 and 2006 and 2011. So all these multiple values are the result of this query. Now we have seen how to include or how to get the results that are including these values. What if I want to exclude these values? You can just simply use the same query by just putting a not before the operator n. So this is not n. So this will not include the movie that was released in 2009, 6 and 11. So you see, that is the result that we are getting. Okay. Now this thing will also work with the strings. So I believe that you will practice at your own end about the strings, and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next session.